Hello, and welcome to Sieges with Eltharion. It looks to be fairly straightforward, except I have a lore master, Hoeth, who opened these 4 breaches in this wall. So, Soza, this is directed at you. I have never used heroes to damage settlements before, and it is 100% worth it because I lightning strike. This is Sartosa, by the way, their capital. They have a 20 stack defending it. Alright, and the 20 stack that you see is the 20 stack that you get. What is this? Oh, nice. So that is. Okay, sorry about that. I may just edit that part out. Anywho, so this is Sartosa, which is their capital. Right? They have a 20 stack defending, and that comes with a lord, a wizard. Actually, this is their reinforcements. They had an army that was staging here, and I decided not to lightning strike. So instead of sitting around building siege towers, I sent Kabil to come assault the walls, basically, which is something that I've never done before. So this is going to be as much of a learning experience for you guys as it is for me. So the benefit of this, I don't have to bring siege towers, and I also don't have to tire my troops out by making them climb up ladders. And by bringing these 2 units of bolt throwers, I can sit back here and take out their arrow towers before they ever have a chance to damage my troops. Unfortunately, it makes for a really boring few first minutes, but I busied myself by sending around a little special forces unit of some Skyhawks. Skyhawks are a unit that comes exclusively with the Warden and the Paunch DLC. They are a Yvres exclusive unit, and they are exclusive to Eltharion's faction. However, if you confederate Yvres and own the DLC, you can then recruit those units into your armies, which is nice, because some of them are ridiculously over fucking powered, which we will discover which ones those are together, because I'm still figuring out which units do what. Also, apparently, these guys are like a mix between rangers and archers. And that is the staple of most of the Yvres units, is they are a mix of 2 of the other units. For example, Spire Guard of Tor Yvres, it's just Leather and Seaguard, right? It's just reskinned a little bit. And they have much better stats. The Knights of Tor Hall are one of the units that are not a reskinned unit, the High Elves, because it appears that they're just Hippogriff Knights from Bretonia with boosted stats. And I think that's all I have in this army at this time. But I'm bringing some. Sorry, I was confused. So I'm bringing some Silverin Guard for obvious high elf reasons. But the mainstay of my damage dealers are these 2 units of rangers right here. You firing. Good idea. I'm going to switch these artillery units to anti-infantry and let them kind of plink away at whatever the fuck they want to on the walls. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move our anti-large spearmen up to kind of cover both of these gaps. Unfortunately, they have quite a few ranged units, but that can be dealt with. And I'm hoping that these 2 units over here won't be spotted. Because one of the reasons that I call these my little special forces units is they have stock. They are very hard to see. The biggest threat here is going to be their ranged units, as per usual, but we outrange them by a fat fucking mile, so that shouldn't be an issue. The reason I'm recording this is to demonstrate the big cheese, which is going to be using my range to my advantage, like with those bolt thrower units. There's nothing they can do to defend against those bolt throwers because they just don't have the range to deal with it.
Onward!
What we're going to do is we're going to situate these little Skyhawk boyos back here and wait. They shouldn't move any of their units over there because most of my units are up here in front. Oh, the other thing, this Regiment of Renown is amazing. I thought they were going to suck dicks because they're archers and archers are lame. They have fire damage. And there go their ranged units making mincemeat of my Silver Guard as per the usual.
Yes!
But that's fine. We outrange them. Ah, but they have mortars. I can't actually see where those are. They should be. Yep. So.
It will be done. Asturian
that's going to be a special forces
we will
job.
Obey.
Just like in the U.S. Army, so is in the High Elven Army. We're going to use these knights to distract that lord so we can take care of those. We're actually going to go ahead and assault the Silver Guard, because I would rather them get up close and personal and start doing some damage than... Oh, that's not good. Probably should have put them on not fire at will.
Orders received.
That is fine. Popping healing right off the bat there for some odd reason.
Battle calls. Setting forth. Quickly now.
And we're gonna have them target this one.
To the fray.
And that is the downside.
Archers.
Is now these Silver Guard are already retreating.
Onward. Understood. Your affair.
Which sucks because we really need those to take out the right.
We will obey. Attack.
But fire damage is really useful against zombies for obvious reasons. Knights of Torgval getting in there and doing Knights of Torgval things. Not entirely sure where that unit of...
Without fail.
Ah, okay. There we go. And now, this unit is just shrekking the mother love fuck out of these guys.
Loyal!
So, these are rallied.
Spearman!
I'm going to go ahead and give them a little...
The might of Everest!
And get them back in the fight.
Sinner! I am called upon. For duty. You're in there! Archers! Acknowledge! For off one!
So what I am going to do
done.
is pull these archers back so they can get a nice arch. And then we bring in our secret little bad boy friend. And I'm going to make sure these Knights of Torgval aren't getting too messed up. But they're getting some good support / comma friendly fire from the artillery.
It will be done. Kill them! For the king!
So if we can break the leadership here. Ooh, that's also not good. Sirens are armor piercing and ethereal, so they are really dangerous. Use our little secret attack on these halberdiers. And then we're gonna bust up some guts and zombie pirate gunnery mob. Ooh,
Orders
that is
received.
no bueno for sure.
Orders received. As you say.
So we're gonna give them a little bit of assistance there.
Understood. Attack!
Not really sure where Tharion is.
Fang sword strikes!
We are gonna try and get a fireball out of
Empowered by vengeance!
They have 2 units of Prometheans here, and that is what is bogging down my infantry.
Archers!
And the thing about this particular spot is I cannot get them in a good position to use their full might.
Avenge the fallen!
This bird.
The Grim Warden rises!
And we're gonna come over
At
here
once!
and give some assistance.
It shall be done!
Knights of Torgaball should be fine, but they're actually taking quite a bit of damage. So the only problem with this little special forces tactic here is
it will be done.
Obviously they can get surrounded.
As you say. As you
Let's switch them into melee.
Death duel! To battle!
And we're gonna switch
Eagle
these
Claw.
bolt throwers over. We're actually gonna send these white lines straight up through the middle because I don't so much care about this little blob of infantry
Swiftly!
as I do about those men in the back. Because those men
We will obey!
have done good work, and we don't want to just leave them
Brave
out to dry.
and true! Penance! It will be done!
Alright, so we've broken through the gates, it appears.
For Loffen! Death to all!
And we're going to send
The Warden
Eltharion,
marches!
some Rangers,
order.
and the Noble up front.
Spearmen!
Silver and Guard are fine to just kind of hold this little breach,
Forward!
because they're very low, and I don't
For
want them to take
duty.
damage. I'm gonna have to.
Archers! Eagle Claw!
These, I'm going to have them hold fire, because I don't want any more damages. And the white lines are not really listening when I'm trying to get them in here.
Yes! Archers!
Fiery boys can come pull up here and give some support. So the Knights of Torgaball are down 2 models. We're going to pull them back because they are very, 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 very valuable to me.
Glory matters not! Guided
Fireball.
by waystones!
Give them some assistance here. Shoot a fat little fireball.
By my father's blade! Claim
Perfect.
vengeance!
Noble's gonna go duel with the little Vampire Fleet Admiral. Oh! Did not realize those were bombers.
Loyal! Without fail! For the king!
Ah, I meant to capture him. That is...
Azor, withdraw!
a bit more losses than I intended here, but that is okay.
For duty!
And that
For the king!
pretty much gonna be battle.
will! The might of Ivress! Dauntless! The king! I am ever ready!
And that's battle. We're gonna go ahead and save this. I've sieged Sartosa several times, so we're gonna make sure that we clarify. And we'll see what the end screen gives us. So not terrible. Those spearmen that got 0 kills, I did keep them back. They didn't even enter the battlefield, really. Knights of Torgaball really pulling out their worth there, because they definitely saved these Mistwalker units' asses. Silver and Guard, not actually doing too bad for their... I mean, they did their job well. They held the line as long as I needed them to, but they also got some good kills. As you can see, Regiment of Renown pulling its worth. That shit is fire, literally. Rangers, this unit not really pulling their weight, but this one kind of picking up the slack. There is also a difference in what I pitted them up against. The 28 kill unit with the extra damage to it was probably the one that was going up against those Prometheans on the left hand side. And I'm assuming that's what this unit of Silver and Guard, because when they're going up against large models with much more HP, they're not going to get as many kills, right? That makes sense. This I'm kind of disappointed in, but for the number of shots that they fired, they destroyed all of the things that I needed them to destroy. So that alone proves their worth. And any siege artillery that can take out the targets that it needs to in order for the rest of your army to advance is good siege artillery. Don't care what anybody else says. Phoenix not doing terrible. I did pit it up against some anti-large units, so that's why. But at that point in time, there wasn't really a whole lot I could do. You know, I could send it into where it's not really needed, or I can send it up against those anti-large units, tie them up for a little bit, give my archers some time to put more fire on. That's the goal we went for, and that's what happened. Eltharion didn't really get him in much into the actual combat because he's literally a wizard with a sword. He's not a terrible combat prowess lord, but he is much more useful when he is using his spells. Not a terrible combat wizard, but not as good as, say, the Noble. Noble, fairly low level, I just got him, so that's why he didn't get a great number of kills. This Spire Guard of Torves, the Leathern Sea Guard on steroids, definitely got my money's worth out of them. And I've only had them for 2 or 3 turns. Recruited them level 0, and now they're level 4? Right? Yeah, 4. In just a couple battles. It's incredible. This unit of archers I've had since the beginning, so I mean they're not doing too terrible. So all in all, not an awful turnout. Could have gone better with a little bit of fewer losses, but we didn't lose any units, and we just destroyed the faction of Sartosa. So I see this as an absolute win. What we're gonna do?
They cannot remain a threat.
Is we are
this
going
coin
to
belongs to us.
Loot and occupy.
Break their walls.
I could sack it and then occupy it,
spirit.
but I don't want to take the chance of not having enough movement.
Leave
points.
them with nothing.
I don't really need the money that bad.
Torres needs it all.
So, that's what we're gonna do.
They face the warden. Prince Eltharion.
And now that faction is gone. Which is nice because they've been a pain in my ass for the entire campaign. And now, with him dealing with that little rebellion down there of the pirates, we're in pretty good shape. It's not at all terrible. I'm not really sure why they just decided to show up for no reason. But we will deal with that another time. I conclude this video, and thank you for joining me.